And a very good evening and welcome to this edition of Breeding to Win. We're here at the very impressive Vasco's restaurant. It's the Christmas theme, and obviously this is going to be our penultimate show of 2018, and we'll be doing one more show come the 16th of December. But let's take a look at tonight's lineup. We're going to be starting off with Fiona, who catches up with Bryn Russell about plans and activities out at the Vasco during the course of the December month. We then catch up with the highlights of a fantastic race meeting out at Kenilworth. It was the Green Point Stakes, along with some of the biggest names in horse racing. Legal Eagle taking on Rainbow Bridge, taking on Undercover Agent, and not to forget the Vodacom Durban July winner, Do It Again. That's also in the show tonight. We catch up with a stallion from John Freeman. We also look at another foal of the week, and we'll be wrapping up the show looking at what might be happening on the 16th. We've got big racing coming up also, Guineas Day on the 15th of December in the Western Cape. So much in store for us. Let's go straight into tonight's show. First up, we're going to catch up with Bryn Russell out at the Vasco's. We know it's a fantastic place to come for a lunch. Let's find out more about what they've got in store for us this Christmas season.
Christmas is my favourite time of year, and we're here at Vasco da Gama today, and the party season has certainly begun. There's a fantastic vibe in here, lots of people arriving for lunch and drinks, and it's lovely to be catching up with Bryn. Bryn Russell, thank you very, very much for having us today.
I think it's good to have you here.
It's always lovely to be here, and there's such a party vibe going already.
Yeah, the festive season has definitely kicked in. We've had a lot of good company functions in that, and tomorrow obviously we start the 7th, so from tomorrow it's going to be madness, it's going to be very crazy, and then we're just going to get into the silly season, as they say.
It's busy all year round here with sporting events, but companies and everything, they get started with their Christmas parties in November already, don't they? So you must have been busy for quite some time.
No, we have been. It's actually, if we compare figures to from last year to this year, we're definitely up. So although there is a recession, people are still partying hard.
And it's been a good year for you, sporting-wise. You've been busy.
Yeah, it's been very good. I mean, as we said, we've created the sports bar, if you want to call it, next door. So that's been very good, and we've had a hell of a lot of support, especially from the clubs, especially from the Hammies Dynamiters, the old Crocs at Hammies and the pups. They've been very good to us, and so they're going to be here in full force tomorrow.
It's fantastic to enjoy your lunch and have a little bit of a flutter next door as well.
Yeah, that's for sure. We've been very lucky with the setup that we've got next door, but the house doesn't always win, so we've had one or two good ones and some bad ones, but all in all good.
And as you said, Rugby 7 this weekend, and you will be absolutely packed out.
Yeah, it's going to be madness. We've in fact actually managed to book the restaurant space next door because I think we're going to have a couple of rowdy boys here on the weekend. It's
probably busier here than it is actually at the Rugby 7s.
I think some of the guys that come here don't leave, so we cater for that. Fortunately, we've got the big screen, so it's going to be a good day on Saturday and on Sunday.
And of course, you're really passionate about your racing. You've got lots of horses in training, and it's our Cape summer season. And obviously, you'll be showing those big events on your big screens. We've got the Queen's Plate coming up, we've got the Met, we've got some really good racing ahead.
No, we've got fantastic racing coming up, and I think if you look at the races now, if you talk to the people who actually know the racing, I think we've got some incredible races coming up. In fact, I was just talking to you and Grant earlier. I think on Saturday you've got that big race where you've got the five champions in the race, and as you said, it's going to be sad to see. One of them's got to win, but it's going to be sad because one of them is going to lose their title of never having lost. But it's going to be a good day.
No, it's a fantastic time of year. The racing's wonderful. And then we've got the sales as well, and we're going to have lots of international visitors, and I'm sure they're going to be visiting Vasco as well. Yeah,
no, we have to say, Fee, we truly are blessed because the guys come up from the sales. A lot of them use this as a second boardroom, which we really encourage and appreciate. But there are a lot of guys that come up from the sales and go down from the sales. So I think it's like-minded people. People come up here to relax and enjoy.
And you've got a wonderful team of staff here. Whenever we come here, we're always welcomed by a friendly face. And of course, you're here when you can be in your busy schedule. But it's lovely. We always feel very welcomed.
That's always good to hear. But I think that's what the Vasco is about. It's a home from home. And we really hope that people come and have a good time here, get to meet all different types of people, as we've said before. We have the top physicians, top doctors, top business people, and then we have the normal people like myself who are here in shorts and slops.
And racing-wise, you're a very, very loyal owner. You've got lots of horses in training, and you may not have a big champion at the moment, but you're having lots of winners all the time.
Yeah, think that's the thing of the game is, you know, you have your ups and downs. Last year, or not, wasn't last year, year before, we won the July and we were on a high. Now we're going through what you call a lean patch, but we're still winning a lot of races. I mean, we won a race yesterday. I think it was the last race at Kenilworth. You know, we got lucky up in Joburg, who surprises every now and again. But yeah, I think the thing is, it's not always about winning. It's just if you don't have a ticket, you're never going to win the lottery.
And how is Marinesco doing? I mean, he's got a career still ahead of him.
Now, listen, from what I hear, and again, you know, and what I've seen the photographs, is looking fantastic. I think Mike's very happy with him, and we're hoping that he's going to do something special. But you know, he's going to be competing against the best of the best. I mean, it's top dollar there. But you know, he's a little horse with a huge heart. So, as I said, I think the decision to take him there was more emotional, or more, let's try and get a horse to run overseas, because I've never done that. But I think he's going to do us proud.
And Vasco, you're pretty much open throughout the festive season. Maybe you close Christmas Day, Boxing Day, but otherwise you're open for business?
Yeah, for sure. We'll close on the 24th so that the staff can also do their thing, because most companies close at lunchtime anyway on the 24th. So apart from the 24th, obviously we close on Christmas Day and Boxing Day, but then from the 27th onwards, it's all go. And we get a lot of people coming down from Joburg and from Durban who want to come here. So yeah, doors are open.
But it's certainly very festive here, and the food and wine is always absolutely delicious.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having us, Gwen. We wish you the best Christmas holiday and festive season, and I'm sure we'll be back during the holidays.
Thank you, and to you guys, Fee, thank you very much for your support to you and your team. We really appreciate it.
Well, we'll be back here for our Breeding to Win end of season party. We're looking forward to that.
Okay, I want to get the photos of that because I'm not here to witness myself, but hopefully it's a good one.
It's bound to be a fun evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's always lovely to be here at Vasco da Gama. There's such a good vibe on any day of the year, and especially now at Christmas. It's very, very festive, and it's lovely to see the restaurant very, very busy and a really good vibe.
Undoubtedly the most precocious juvenile of his generation at Ballydoyle, Zoffany made his debut over 6 furlongs at Leopardstown in mid-April. Sent off the 7-4 on favourite, he landed the odds with the minimum of fuss.
Zoffany on the outside, quickening up well now as they race inside the last 200 yards, and Zoffany has come through now to score for Johnny Murtha.
Less than a month later at Naas and over the same trip, he again looked head and shoulders above his rivals.
And racing up towards the finish, Zoffany and John Murtha are going to make it 2 out of 2, as racing up to the line, Zoffany wins it readily by 4 lengths.
Great head on him, great shoulder, great hind leg, great walker, he's great action. He's an absolute stunning individual.
Following a pipe opener at Leopardstown at the end of May, it was off to Royal Ascot to take on the mighty Frankel. He may not have won, but getting within a length of Henry Cecil's Superstar was something that no other horse managed all season.
It's Frankel by 3. Down the outside, Zoffany finishing fast, followed by Acceleration. It's Frankel now. He's starting to paddle. He's going up and down in the one spot, but he's held on. Frankel has won it. Frankel won the St James's Palace. He's still unbeaten. Zoffany in second, Acceleration in third.
And don't forget, he had very good horses in behind him, most notably Acceleration, who in any normal year would have been an undisputed miling champion.
Relaxed well and quickened well at the end, and the line just came a little bit too fast for him.
Probably the fastest and best looking son of one of Europe's leading sires, Dan Silly, Zoffany shares his broodmare sire, Machiavellian, with 2 young sires already making their mark in Shamadel and Dark Angel.
Dan Silly's a very good stallion, very precocious. His runners they show yearly, and they've done it over all kinds of trips from 5 furlongs to 1.5 miles. And I'd say this fella is probably possibly Danzili's best 2-year-old.
Quick to come to hand and quick in his races. Zoffany's bred for the job too.
Well, as mentioned in the preview, some fantastic racing took place out at Kenilworth on Saturday. It was the Greenpoint Stakes. We saw Legal Eagle take on the likes of Rainbow Bridge, Undercover Agent, as well as Do It Again. And it was a fantastic race, as we anticipated it would be. Let's take a look at some highlights from the big day.
Are you ready?
Legal Eagle is on the chase, and he's starting to cut him back with each and every stride. Legal Eagle claims it so. Legal Eagle wins it. With 100 metres left to go, and Rainbow Bridge shows his class. He's going to remain undefeated.
Undercover Agent though, with a wing on every. Who's going to do it? Undercover Agent from Snowdon.
A small yet competitive field, we're in for a thriller. Greenpoint Stakes field, at attention, racing. From that 1600 metre mark, Hatpin Tonner dropped back shortly after the break, and Copper Force not that well away. Legal Eagle began the quickest. Undercover Agent is up there in second. Then comes Do It Again, sitting on the inside running rail. Rainbow Bridge is fighting with the rider in the early part of the race, half back on the inside, Copper Force. And Hatpin Tonner is racing at the end of a compact field. 6 lengths cover the field as they head towards the 1,000 metre mark. Undercover Agent now deciding to push past them all and go and spear the attack. Clears off to lead by 1.5 lengths. Legal Eagle tracks in second. 2 lengths away, Do It Again, and on the outside, Rainbow Bridge creeps closer. Still pretty headstrong on the outside of runners. Then comes Copper Force and Hatpin Tonner, and about 7 lengths cover the field through the middle of the bend towards the 700. Undercover Agent 1.5 lengths of a Legal Eagle. 2 lengths away, Do It Again, Rainbow Bridge, Copper Force. Hatpin Tonner's gonna whip them in as they flatten for the run to the judge. 600 metres left to go in the Greenpoint Stakes. Undercover Agent leads the way. Legal Eagle is starting to lift. Down the inside, Do It Again, and Rainbow Bridge got 3 lengths to make up. 400 metres left to go. Undercover Agent being tackled right by Do It Again. Legal Eagle in the middle. Rainbow Bridge is now being set alight up the outside. We're into the final 200. Legal Eagle draws alongside Undercover Agent. Here comes Rainbow Bridge up the outside, but Legal Eagle got first run. Undercover Agent won't go away. Legal Eagle, Undercover Agent, Do It Again. Rainbow Bridge flying. Whoa, very close. Do It Again, Undercover Agent, Legal Eagle, Rainbow Bridge, 4 of them in a photo of the line. What a finish to the 2018 renewal of the Greenpoint Stakes. Legal Eagle had put his head in front. Undercover Agent comes again. Do It Again flying, and Rainbow Bridge is absolutely motoring home. Any one of 4. Heads up, heads down to the wire. Whoa, Legal Eagle on that. I fancy Legal Eagle a nose on the line. Very close behind that. On this side, it's Rainbow Bridge. On the inside, it's Undercover Agent, and then came Do It Again. There's probably a short head covering all 4 of them. They literally hit the line as one. I'm going to stick with Legal Eagle, who gets his nose down where it matters most, on the line to win the 2018 renewal of the Greenpoint Stakes. Nothing yet from the judges in terms of confirming the numbers. It was Undercover Agent that led. Do It Again now gets going. Legal Eagle draws alongside. Rainbow Bridge took a while to get going. He still had 2 to make up. Legal Eagle put his head in front. Undercover Agent had come again on the inside. Do It Again flying, and up the outside, Rainbow Bridge comes with a late rally. 4 of them hit the line as one. Let's see if we can get a nice close-up shot. And on this, we could possibly tell who the winner is. Legal Eagle, Undercover Agent, Do It Again, and Rainbow Bridge is going to come flashing into the picture as they draw to the judge. Undercover Agent, Do It Again, Legal Eagle, Rainbow Bridge. Look at that, 4 short heads going to the wire as they hit the line. On that, it's going to be Legal Eagle. I'm going to give it to Legal Eagle a nose, and then 3 short heads for minor money. Judges have confirmed the numbers of the 2018 renewal of the Green Point Stakes. It's gone to the champ. Number 1, Legal Eagle, a 7-year-old bay gelding by Gray's Inn out of Young Sensation by National Emblem. And by Messieurs Bull Henderson, Headley McGrath and Brom Van Astian, trained by Sean Tarry and ridden to victory by Anton Marcus. Finished a nose in front of Undercover Agent 2, who will get second. Third to number 3, Do It Again, and fourth to number 5, Rainbow Bridge. 1, 2, 3, 5. That's the numbers, race 7. Winner stop the clock, 1 minute, 38.92 seconds.
Well, the champion pulled it off in today's Green Point Legal Eagle, and with me is winning trainer Sean Terry. Sean, must have been quite nerve-wracking for you, but he's put his head in front once again.
Yes, I mean, it looked good for a long time, but that last 50 was pretty hectic, and I'm glad we're on the right side of it.
But there was 4 really, really decent horses. It was such an exciting finish. Obviously, the Queen's Plate's going to have us on the edge of our seats again.
Yes, I mean, often it's said that we need to have 14 runners for there to be betting activity and an interest, but I think a race like this is just it captures the imagination, and I'm very thrilled that it's worked out the way it was touted.
But Legal Eagle never lays down, does he? He just keeps on fighting.
Unbelievable. It's such a great privilege. I mean, whatever we get from him is an absolute bonus because he's done it all.
And it was lovely to see Anton get so emotional about a horse. He loves that horse, and he's ridden him to most of his victories.
Yes, and you know, I really can't say enough about that ride.
It was fantastic. Best of luck going forward. We'll be watching nail-bitingly, and I hope he takes you through the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Grant and I were lucky enough to have Paul Lafferty working with us today and witness the fantastic finish of the Green Point Stakes. Paul, wasn't that just an amazing finish?
Possibly one of the best races I've ever seen in this country, and the build-up and the hype that went with it made it such a great race. Terrific, you know, 4 top horses, 4 top riders, 4 top stables, and what was interesting is that in a stride or two, the 4th and 3rd horse could have been 1st and 2nd, but just fantastic. Not one of those first 4 lost anything in defeat.
It's absolutely fantastic, and we were sitting here, weren't we, watching the horses coming back into the 2nd, 3rd and 4th boxes, and I don't think the jockeys were quite sure where they'd actually finished.
Yeah, it was that close. It was just a race that you couldn't have asked for a better race, and it sets it up so beautifully for the season here. The Queen's Plate, you know, you probably got Snaith's 2 super fillies that come for the Queen's Plate and the Met, maybe 1 or 2 from Gauteng. It's turning out to be a great race in the making, and I think in the Met, sure, the 3rd and 4th will be our 1st and 2nd.
It's looking like a really exciting season ahead. It was lovely to have you in town. I hope we're going to see you back here for some more of the features.
Absolutely, thoroughly enjoyed it.
The Durban July winner of Do It Again ran a fantastic race today, finishing 3rd in the Green Point with me, trainer Justin Snaith. Justin, you must be happy with that.
Yes, very much. I think it's easy to say maybe a stride after the race we were in front, but you know, you had Anton, he knows his horse so well, and he rode, you know, it's just top class. The two of them together, it's just a hard, you know, it's like chipping away at something, and every time you think you've almost chipped away and you're there, this horse goes and wins again. So Legal Eagle, great, but I think we're finally getting there. We're finally getting closer to him to maybe give him a go in the Lamron's Queen's Plate. I thought it was a great prep race from us today. Our horse hasn't run in 5 months, but in saying that, he does like to run fresh. In Durban, he came out in his first start and won the Natal Guineas. So you know, yes, fantastic run, but we just need to go now to the next level, and I'm hoping we do.
It's a super finish, and I think all 4 individuals were a winner in their own right, really.
Correct. I mean, before the line, I think you could say Undercover Agent won. On the line, Anton and Legal Eagle won. A stride afterwards, we won, and then maybe a couple strides later, the other horse was flying as well, Rainbow Bridge on the outside. So never seen a race like that, and take a long time to see it happen again.
What an exciting finish we witnessed today of the Green Point Stakes. It went the way of Legal Eagle, but any of the first 4 home were winners in their own right. And with me to analyse the race is Robert Bloomberg. Robert, wasn't that an exciting finish?
Unbelievable fee. I mean, I don't think anybody envisaged a finish like that. But it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in the Queen's Plate now.
Yeah, I think we were all sitting on the edge of our seats. None of us wanted to see any of those horses get beaten. And as I said, they were all winners in their own right. I think there was a nose between them.
Yeah, look, I think another couple of strides and the 4th horse wins, Rainbow Bridge. I thought he was the unlucky horse of the race. They went very, very slow. If you go and have a look today, you'll see that the time of that race was only half a second faster than Magic Mike in winning a maiden plate early on in the day. So that puts it into perspective. And he was pulling very hard. He had his head in the air, and he was virtually almost doing 2 to their 1 at the end. So he was a big positive for me coming out of the race. The negative is that he loses the 2 kilos that he got today, because today was weight for age plus penalties. But I still think that he could end up being the horse to beat in the Queen's Plate. I thought Undercover Agent ran a tremendous race. He fought back very gamely. And obviously Legal Eagle you can't discount. I know Do It Again also ran really a tremendous race. Queen's Plate's going to be second run back. I actually prefer him for the Met. I think the Met's between Rainbow Bridge and Do It Again.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's going to be a really exciting Queen's Plate, but those two did look to stand out. The way they ran on at the finish, the Met's also going to be an exciting race.
Definitely. But I mean, the Queen's Plate, you can make a case for any of these 4 horses. And I mean, how can you ever discount Legal Eagle when you've won 10 out of 10 over a mile? True champion.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic race. And of course, we saw Snowdance win earlier. What will she be going for? Probably the Queen's Plate as well.
Yeah, I'm sure she will. But I think she's got a bit more to take on this time around. I mean, I know she was impressive today and it was nothing more than an exercise gallop, but she beat a bunch of fillies. Different story taking on these other horses.
Rainbow Bridge was another horse that was absolutely flying at the finish, trained by Eric Sands. Eric, you must be delighted with that run because he was taking on the big guns today, and what a finish.
I can't say I was delighted, but I know the strength of my horse now a lot better, and that's I'm really pleased with the effort. Yeah, he had to make up a lot of ground. I don't know if it's all his own fault or he's just there the way he was today. He was a little bit cooked today. And he was in the open. He travelled hard, so I must be very happy with the run. And if I can just a little bit of the luck in it, but all credit to Legal Eagle. You know, what more can you ask? And Anton is phenomenal. But a great finish, and there had to be a winner, and there had to be a 4th horse, and I was the 4th horse.
But it was so close. And where will you go now? Queen's Plate, Mets, both?
Yeah, both.
We're a lovely horse, and I think could just turn it around next time. Best of luck, Eric.
Thank you very much.
Cornet Alpha was on the 2nd horse, Undercover Agent. Cornet, we haven't seen such an exciting finish in a long time. How did it feel to be in that sort of finish as a jockey with those top horses?
It was a great feeling. You know, you've got such great horses competing with each other, and for it to be a finish like that was great to see. I'm sure for all the racing viewers it was exciting too.
And I think, you know, it could be turned around in any other order another day, because every horse was a winner in their own right, before the line, after the line. It was just phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I mean, I ended up taking up the lead, and at one stage it looked like Legal Eagle was going to win by half a length with the way he came past me, but I was very, very happy with the way my horse came back when Do It Again came and challenged me on the other side, and he sort of found himself towards the end, and he really powered towards the end again. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting Queen's Plate, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I got very excited when I saw your horse going to post, because he went down like an absolute lion.
Yeah, he's a monster. He's a big boy and he knows it, so you've got to be awake on him. But yeah, he's a beautiful horse, and very, very nice, easy horse to work with at home.
Well, it was a great race. Look forward to the Queen's Plate. Thanks, Cornet.
Thank you very much.
Well, as everyone will agree, the Green Point Stakes was the most exciting finish we've seen on a racetrack for quite some time. The buzz and the hype since the race has been over has been phenomenal. Everyone's been talking about it. And as I said, every horse, all the 4 first past the post were a winner in their own right. And I think we've got a really, really exciting season ahead. I can't wait for the Queen's Plate and the Met to see these boys out again.
For over 10 years, the name Camelot had been reserved by Coolmore, just waiting for the right horse. Making his debut at Premier Irish track Leopardstown in July, Camelot's lofty reputation preceded him, and he was sent off the $1.30 favourite.
Camelot stretching on is going to land the odds. Camelot wins by 2 lengths.
Pitched straight into Group 1 company next time out, and again starting odds on, he produced a breathtaking performance to take out the Racing Post Trophy, one of Europe's premier juvenile contests.
Still O'Brien waiting on Camelot in behind. What will the favourite find? He's getting there now. Zip Top leads from fencing. Here's Camelot almost on the bridle, coming through on the near side. Oh, he's a good horse, all right. Oh, Camelot at leisure. Oh, a very smart horse indeed. He lives up to the hype and wins the Racing Post Trophy in tremendous style. They race towards the final furlong and a half, running into the dip. Trumpet Major leads the way to Casper Netcher. Fencing is chasing hard. Camelot is running on very strongly now and coming through with French 15 on the far side. Ermeval leads that little group. Camelot coming through with French 15 on the far side. Ermeval. Camelot is just ahead from French 15. Camelot wins. Camelot narrowly to French 15. Ermeval third, far side.
Come the Epsom Derby, Camelot retained his unbeaten record with a superlative performance.
Now Joseph O'Brien gets to work on the favourite Camelot. He calls on the colt for an effort. He's racing to them very quickly, but getting away Astrology. His stablemates 2-3 lengths in front. Now Camelot is now turning on the heat now. He's starting to run at Astrology. On the outside, Camelot ranges up. Camelot takes a narrow lead from the stablemate Astrology and now starts to draw away the first father-son trainer jockey combination to win the Derby. Aidan and Joseph O'Brien.
Next stop was the Curragh, where Camelot defied appalling conditions to become the first colt since the Great Nijinsky in 1970 to land the 2,000 guineas Epsom Derby Irish treble.
Inside the final furlong, Camelot on board to see. Testing ground, but Camelot has what it takes as they race up to the line. Camelot does the Derby double, wins it by about a length and a half.
Mongeur's only classic winner at a mile, Camelot is out of a group winner by King Mambo, who in turn is out of a stakes winner by Dane Hill. The 2013 European season saw 3 different Epsom or Irish Derby winning sons of Mongeur, all sire Group 1 winners, headed by the brilliant Arc winner Trev and one of France's leading 2-year-olds, Ecto. A European champion at 2 and a European champion again at 3. Camelot, a true legend of the turf.
But as per usual, we've got a lovely insert and an update from John Freeman regarding one of his high-profile stallions.
Let's do it again by a length and a half. Do it again. Shakes the ground beneath him. And Do It Again has done it.
Twice over joins a band of elite sires that have produced Durban Jalal winners. He is the first sire in over 30 years to get a 3-year-old winner of the Durban Jalal from his first crop. You have to go all the way back to the 1960s to find the likes of Colorado King and Naval Escort that fit that role. With only 1.5 crops racing, he is already the sire of 34 winners of 48 races and over 8 million rand in stakes earned.
Over the last 100, but Do It Again takes it up, and it's Do It Again to win it.
He is the leading second crop sire by stakes earned and by average earnings per runner. Twice Over, who was himself unbeaten in 2 starts at 2 years, got early 2-year-old winners like the seasonal Cape Breeders and KwaZulu-Natal Racing's champion 2-year-old Sand and Sea, winner of the Grade 1 gold medallion.
And Sand and Sea comes exploding into action. Sand and Sea to win, easing up and going away.
With the help of his other classic hopefuls Double Mint and Rock My Soul, Twice Over's own ability is very much in evidence. Twice Over stands at Klavervlei Stud as the property of a syndicate and is managed by Freeman Stallions.
Right, Fiona's been attracting some wonderful pictures of various foals throughout the Cape breeding region. Let's find out what she's got in store for us tonight. There have been some fantastic stallions and great time of the year as well. Some of the freshman sires having their juveniles taking part in racing. And these foals, well, they're not going to be too far away from their debuts in a couple of years too. Let's see who our foal of the week is.
Ici, la police qui va enlever l'arc de triomphe. 5e victoire dans la course pour Frankie Lettori.
Is storming home, one of the last possible gasps for the judge and Thriller.
What a finish to the Melbourne Cup. The Brave is under pressure when they turn in. It's been a relentless run, Cup. Who's going to be the last man standing?
Battling on two, then Wings of Eagles, Cliffs of Moa, Wings of Eagles swooping though, and Wings of Eagles get back to win.
His 3,000th winner.
Verticon Durban July.
Gauteng Sansui Summer Cup.
Well, that's a wrap from tonight's show. As I said earlier on, this is going to be the penultimate show for the December of 2018. We'll bring you one more show on the 16th, and after that we'll be taking a 2-week break, and we'll be back with you straight away early in January after the running of the Lormorans Queen's Plate. From us and the rest of the Breeding to Win team, we'll catch up with you next week.